Good morning, everyone. I'm glad you tuned in. It's Inspiration for Today, and today's Monday. And Monday is almost always Music Monday, and it will be today. And we're going to have a lot of fun. I hope you saw last week's show. If not, go back on YouTube and see it, because Mike Chamberlin, we started off strong. We got you sang us a couple of hymns that I just love.
I know, they're beautiful songs. I mean, where do you begin and where do you end with hymns? You can't go wrong.
You don't. But we're going to take a little different track today. And I wanted to before we get into that, I wanted to read one verse. We always have an inspiration for today. And it's Psalm 33, verse 1. And it says, "Sing joyfully to the Lord. It is fitting and upright to praise him." And when we sing, sometimes people think, well, it has to be Christian lyrics. Now, there's some bad lyrics out there, but the fact is, God gave us music.
He did, and I do a lot of church singing, Pastor, and I have learned one thing. The people with the worst voices sing the loudest.
And sit in the front. No.
Sit in the front. No, they always sit right behind me.
Oh, okay. Well, Mike, but because we want to have joy in our lives and so on, one of the things that God has given us are good experiences, including good movies.
We've been blessed. Our age group, grew up with some of the greatest movies of all time. And one of them just happens to be The Wizard of Oz.
You're going to highlight that for us.
I will, because 2019 marks the 80th anniversary of The Wizard of Oz.
No way.
You know, The Wizard of Oz was directed by a gentleman named Victor Fleming. And he not only directed The Wizard of Oz, he directed Gone with the Wind in the very same year. Two different studios. Unbelievable, yeah. So this is the 80th anniversary, and I put together this 80th anniversary tribute show to The Wizard of Oz. And I have these cutouts, life-size cutouts of all the characters. And one by one, I talk about their role in the movie and what happened in their lives. The Wicked Witch caught on fire. She missed 6 weeks of shooting. When that great scene where in a puff of smoke, she disappears. She actually caught on fire, suffered second-degree burns. You know, Judy Garland was the most tragic of them all. She was 17 years old when she made The Wizard of Oz. MGM didn't even want her to have this part. They wanted Shirley Temple. They wanted Shirley Temple so bad, she was at 20th Century Fox, that MGM offered Clark Gable and Jean Harlow to get Shirley Temple. And they almost did they do it all the time in sports.
Like a player trade.
Exactly, a player to be named at a later date. They almost pulled this off for the first time in movie-making history when, right in the middle of the negotiations, Jean Harlow passed away at the age of 26. Wow. She died of a brain tumor. A lot of people think that the silver peroxide she used on her hair actually got into her brain. That's one of the theories. So anyway, they were stuck with Judy Garland, and I think we all would agree that they lucked out on that.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, Mike, how, if people, because you're going to sing us a song or two out of your show, highlighting that, if folks would like to have their club or church or whatever,
absolutely,
how would we contact you?
Probably the best way to do it, I have a website that I used to be a television news anchor, so the website will make sense. It's singing, SINGING, singingtvguy.com.
That's great. Mike has done a lot of shows for us, and he has my endorsement as if he needs it. He does not need it. But
thank you.
So, what are you going to sing for us from Wizard of Oz?
One of the characters, of course, was the Scarecrow, and he wanted a brain. So I love singing. You never hear this song anymore, but it's a fun song to sing. But the Scarecrow did this. I could while away the hours, conversing with the flowers, consulting with the rain. And my head I'd be scratching from the thoughts I was hatching if I only had a brain. I'd unravel every riddle for every individual in sorrow or in pain. With the thoughts I was thinking I could be another Lincoln if I only had a brain. Oh, I could tell you why the ocean's near the shore. I could think of things I never thought before, and then I'd sit and think some more. I would not be just a nothing, my head all full of stuffing, my heart all full of pain. I could laugh and be merry, and life wouldn't be so scary if I only had a brain. I could laugh and be merry, life wouldn't be so scary if I only had a brain. A brain.
That's so great. You've made me want to go rent the movie and
I
see it
know.
again.
I
I
know.
missed that.
I was when you go to my website, Singing TV Guy.
Yeah.
When I was in Phoenix, Arizona, I did the Q. I've done thousands of stories in my TV career, but this was towards the end of my career. I did a story. It was 10 years ago. There were 5 surviving Munchkins. There were 124 Munchkins in the movie. 5 surviving Munchkins. 2 of the 5 lived in the Phoenix metropolitan area. And I did this cute story. They lived 10 miles apart but hadn't seen each other in 10 years. So I reunited these 2 Munchkins. And it was so cute because I learned a lot about the Wizard of Oz. One of the Munchkins told me they made $50 a week for 6 weeks. And she said, Toto the dog made more money than I did. And she said, but Toto the dog had a better agent than I did. So, anyway,
Are Munchkins girls or
Oh no, they were
guys?
both. In fact, the last Munchkin passed away last year. It was a man, And I mean, there's so much to this movie that's intriguing. And as I tell these stories about the cowardly lion, somebody decided to make his costume out of real lion hair. Weighed almost 90 pounds. Suffered horrible back pains the rest of his life. And so I mean, these are amazing stories. There's how they do Comic-Con and all these cons. There's a thing called OzCon, and it's this year in Pomona, and I'm going to be the featured concert at OzCon.
That is fascinating.
Oh, it's all fun. It's all fun.
Well, have you got another song?
I do. And this one I attribute to Judy Garland because, MGM didn't even want her, but obviously she was the right choice. And Judy Garland was 17 when she made this movie, started putting on weight, and MGM and their doctors decided to put her on a diet of chicken soup, coffee, and barbiturates. And it was the beginning of a lifelong drug problem. She died very young at 46 years age from a triple overdose of barbiturates. So nobody gave more for this movie than Judy Garland, and she also gave us one of the greatest songs to ever come out of a movie, too.
But let's enjoy the song.
Over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dream that you dare to dream really do come true. One day I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops. Way above the chimney tops is where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why, then, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I? That's for Judy Garland.
Mike, thank you. That was awesome.
Beautiful. Thank you, Pastor.
Boy, I love that song.
It's
I really
probably
do.
the greatest song. It almost got cut from the movie. Did you know they edited it out of the movie? And then at the last minute, they put it back in.
So Laguna Woods, as I said before, I want you to have a great week. Mike's going to come back next Monday. Don't miss that one. It's another good one. See you then.
It's come Monday, Mike.